Hello, welcome to Eccentric Nature. Woohoo! It's a final day in the old town tonight. Good to see AJ Green's Topics in the house. Hello, AJ. How we doing today? We are just getting started here. I left the door open. Hopefully it won't get too loud. I'm trying to entice the cat to come over and maybe come and say hi. So we'll see what happens. Hello, over 50 and fabulous. Welcome. Good to see you. I didn't fix all my decor. I forgot to take the big art stand out of the way. Ooh. It's much more attractive with that out of the way. Yes. Live stream photos. Okay, here we go. I'm doing pretty good, especially since the cat's doing much better. That's very, very helpful. We're very appreciative of that. And right now, trying to give you the full update here. I was waiting for him just to see if he'll show up here. Pull the treats out and see what happens. Usually you do the old master crinkle and he'll show up. Oh, there he is. Here we go. We've got cat action. Come here, you. Oh, come here. We've got a cat. Woohoo! Here's the cat. If I can get a good shot of him. He's just bringing his head down, so I need to tilt the camera down if we're gonna see the cat. No, he doesn't want to stay up, so well, at least he came over. I gotta give him a treat for that, so you gotta have a treat. You came over for the camera. There you go. So he's hanging down here next to me now. But yeah, he's much livelier now. His appetite's been much better. Actually, he's got a huge appetite today. He's been wanting to just pound through the food today, which, in our mind is good, He needs to get a little more weight on him because he's very, very thin. And he definitely needs it. Isn't that right, buddy? Yep. In fact, he's like going, where's my dinner? I came over here for good food and all you're going to give me is a couple of those little dry treats? Yep. And he's back off. Okay. That was our cat moment. But yeah, basically what I discovered was that apparently what was happening is just a big problem with his medicines. And what I mean by that is that I don't know if it's something from what the old owners were doing, or the foster care people were doing, but after we had to take him in, after we just had him like 3-4 days before we had to take him into the vet because he crashed because of his thyroid problem and the potassium problem. After taking him in a few days and getting him back on, not this Monday, but last Monday, we got the potassium at that time, the medication for the potassium at that time, okay? And then he was okay for like the first half day, but then we started giving him the medications, and come Tuesday night, he was dead and lethargic and no energy and was crashing again. And so we ended up having to be like, okay, let's take him back in on Wednesday and see what's going on here. And we took him back in. They said, yeah, the levels aren't that bad. We expected with him being this lethargic, the levels would be really bad. And what I did after that was I said, well, if it's not that, what could it be? So I did some research, and turns out that particularly the potassium, the side effects can be things like lethargy or loss of some body control, like when you try and wake up. He was doing the thing where he looked like he was kind of drunk when he was getting up and just couldn't control himself, like he's either really dizzy or just didn't have full control of his limbs, however it was working. And so I ended up looking at if it was a problem between that and the thyroid medication, if those two weren't mixing properly, or if it was just the potassium itself causing the problems. And so what I decided to do at the end of the day was go and separate everything out. So he had been getting his thyroid medication and his potassium medication with some food at the same time. And so what I decided to do is go, okay, let's just give him the thyroid medication first by itself, and then later we can give him the potassium and a little bit of food after that. Because we were told the potassium should be okay with food, but we decided, well, let's just give everything by itself first, and then but potassium, once we give it to him just straight, we'll give him a snack afterwards. At first we were doing it where I was giving him just like a small bit of food with the thyroid medication in the morning and then just a straight administration at night, and he was still having problems. So we said, okay, let's take it all the way, and in the morning, no food around it whatsoever for the thyroid medication. So making sure that at least an hour before and at least 30 minutes to an hour after the thyroid medication that we give him nothing. And since doing that and sticking with the potassium, with giving him the potassium straight and then a little bit of food, or just giving him some food after the thyroid break and then the potassium like maybe an hour later, it's worked much better, and he's definitely gotten his energy back. Every now and then he's still gotten a little bit, wobbly, or, he still gets very tired, but from what I understand, the thyroid can still be very much regulating, and it can take, 2, 3, some weeks for it to regulate. So he's not out of that window yet by any means. It hasn't nearly been that long. So I'm very much expecting that he's still going to have some little problems until the thyroid fully gets back into shape. So right now we're on the 18th, and we have a vet appointment for next Friday. And so once we hit that, we should know exactly where we're at here. And hopefully at that time, we will be okay. Yes, his levels are back in order pretty much. Everything's good. Because that's what it's seeming like right now. It's seeming like, okay, yes, he's got his groove back. He's got his appetite back. And he's definitely got his focus back a lot more. And just with some small episodes here and there. And so it's probably just him still re-regulating slightly. So, yeah. I'm definitely thinking he's on the right road right now. And we just need to see what the vet says next week. So, took a little bit of figuring, a little bit of up and down. But I think we're there. Whew. Yeah. Holy cow. But yeah, over the... since I started doing that, was it last Thursday? Is when it improved, and it's been pretty good since then. So, yeah, very much thinking this is it. Right. But that's where we're at with him. I think we're out of the woods at the moment, and yeah, woohoo! Hooray, Tolkien. But good to see Liz Brousseau! Hello! Good to see you! I need to catch one of your lives again now. We've been so busy with the cat, I've been missing your lives lately. But also see Desmond Donders and Nick's Picks in the house. Welcome. Good to see you guys. Yeah, kitty... now that we're past happy kitty stories here, we can go on to the other plan for the day, which is to talk garden stuff. I still haven't entirely figured out what I'm doing with the garden. We're getting closer. I did do some work. I'm going to show you. I got a little video prepared for you guys to show you some of the work I've done. And I think I have it all in here. Yeah, I do. Okay. Okay, so you can see the before and after here of these planters of what I was doing. So let's go ahead and go right into it. Let's bring it up. Why not? Cha-ching. Okay, so you're going to see here in these planters, I'll hide this over here so you don't have to see that. We have all these long growing planters that I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to put in them yet. But you can see just the mass of weediness taking over them all. It is a non-stop bag of weeds there. I'm going to bring you guys up on the phone in case you make any comments here real quick. So yeah, I'm just like, what? Ow. How do I get myself up on my phone? I forgot. Going to home. I know I'm on here. Library. Your channel. There it is. I'm live. Okay. But yeah, I went through all these, and my wife actually went through the couple that are on the other side here. Get me in the frame. Up there. Those ones. Those planters, which we'll get to in a minute. She actually weeded through those, and I weeded through doing all these ones here on this side. All those ones. And they are now ready for planting. So you'll see I'm going to take a quick jaunt over to the other side here. But what's in these guys actually on this side here, once I get my camera back in the right spot. Kaboom. The far right one is actually my Lily, which is it's been a couple of years now since I've had him, and he's got some little bitties in there, which yeah, he's looking ready to start popping out there, or whatever's going on there. There might actually be some weeds in here too I need to pull out. But I've had this lily that's grown for me for like the last 3-4 years now. And these are the pepper plants that I need to cut back. It's been bad weather and I've been lazy and I haven't gone out and cut them back yet. So these 2 pepper plants here, I need to just cut those suckers back. This lavender's in pretty good shape over here though. And then there's this guy here, which has a ton of little weeds in there. Yep. Ba-ching. There you go. Close up of all those guys. So they look pretty and stuff, but those guys all gone. Took them all out because as pretty as they look, and as much as I said, oh, I kind of want to leave them, it's like, no, I want to use these planters for what I want to use them for. So most of all this stuff that's in there, these weedy things, I took out all together. And I left a couple because I was like curious as to see what would grow out of it. But most of this stuff you'll see in a minute. I took all this out. The big question now is, what do I want to grow? We definitely want to do some vegetables. And it's just a matter of deciding which ones we want to do with these planters. And I'm kind of leaning towards maybe doing a little bit of onion, a little bit of tomato. I don't think it's quite deep enough to do potatoes or carrots or anything like that. But I was thinking with the depth of these things, I could get away with doing some onions and some tomatoes and stuff. You guys have to let me know. I haven't actually done vegetables before. I've all just done herbs before. So that's, speaking of herbs, this is my peppermint, which it looks ugly at the moment. I mean, they're looking very ugly at the moment, but you can see hiding in there some of these little purple sprouts and stuff that he's got some green growth underneath hiding there, ready to come out. And that's, that's peppermint for you. It'll come back out. I've just got to cut all this dead stuff back, and he will come back. But yeah, all this brown dead stuff has just got to come out from the peppermint, and he'll be fine. And then there's this bush that they gave us, this tree here. Not sure what these berries are. I still haven't looked it up. Thanks for dropping by, AJ. We'll see you later. Have a good day. You can see some of the herbs and stuff in the window there. But yeah, this guy they gave us, and he's looking good. Haven't had to do much with him. So on to the herbs here. Starting off with Mr. Thyme, number 1. I got 2 thymes actually outside. I'm growing, and this is a standard garden variety thyme here. He's a little bit older now, actually. Now, this guy I brought outside because of the cat. And not what I should have done. Bad mistake. He's looking really ugly now. Look at these leaves. They're looking brown, nasty, and he's only gotten worse since this. I actually brought him back inside because he was starting to look so ugly. And I'm hoping now, just because of that, of bringing him outside and bringing him back inside, he's not going to just be totally, I can't handle the pressure anymore. But yeah, it's like he's, sadly, I've had that guy for 4 years now, and just taking him outside for 1 week did that. It's just goes to show you how easily weather conditions can kill a plant. And that's all it was just taking it outside and leaving it outside, and it didn't react well at all. So, yeah. But the rest of the herbs are all doing really well here. The hyssop is looking fantastic. I mean, look at that. He's got lots of new growth already. Lots of wonderful new growth on the hyssop there. And they've reacted well to being in these new, bigger pots too, I think. And that, being this early on, I'm surprised to see so much new growth. Here's the chocolate mint, which has always been a kind of a slower starter for me. And so it's not surprising to see him so short still. But focus there. There you go. You can see that some of the thrips or something has still kind of gotten into on him. The leaves have got those little white spots on them. So some bug has been attacking him. Not sure which one, but probably some thrips or something like that. So I may have to give some little bug treatment out there. Get some neem oil out there and take care of him. But otherwise, he's doing fine. He's growing again and looking good. The one right next to it is a spearmint, which also has a little bit of the thrip problem. You can see some little white spots on him, but you can see he's got a lot more growth. Looking very good overall. And can probably do a little bit of trimming on him soon. Got a few little old branches from the winter that need to be cut back as well. You can see, yeah, I pulled that one out there. But overall, yeah, I up-potted these guys into some slightly bigger pots. And it's definitely helped them all out. Here's the other thyme that I have. He's looking very good. You can see a lot of new green shoots on there as well. Very, very happy about that. Yes, thyme number 2 looking good. We already covered the hyssop. Let's go somewhere else. Hyssop power! Woo! But that's all that's in this area at the moment. Except for this guy, the marjoram. The marjoram's also looking fantastic. I mean, couple of bits. Again, there's some stuff right here on the end that needs to be trimmed back. You can see, a couple leaves there that are a little bit ugly, but lots of new growth that's completely green and fabulous. Looking wonderful. Very happy about that. Just a couple of bits that need to be, culled back and taken care of. But otherwise, very happy about him. Nice close-up. Super close-up. Woo! That's the fun thing about marjoram. He's got those furry stalks. Yeah, it's not. It's very soft actually. It's not hard at all. That's everybody on the outside. On the inside right now. Let's go back here. Woohoo! That's the whole outside. I do need to fill up the rest of that herb shelf with some more herbs there. And the aloe is outside still and doing fine on the shelf that I forgot to film that one. But inside I have some rosemary at the moment. I've got a cilantro that was actually just a store-bought one that I just need to finish off and then grow a new one. And I've got, of course, my orchids all doing fine in there. But then on the inside also on the far shelf is my... I put the anthurium back in there. So the anthurium is back in the living room, looking out towards the road where the front planter is, which I thought I took some front planter footage, but that was not in here. I'll have to cover that next time, the front planter. I did a lot of fixing up on the front planter as well, because those one stalks are taking over. My gosh, they're getting huge. I wish I could show it to you because I thought I took some footage of it, but apparently I didn't transfer it. So, oops. We'll have to cover that next time. But what was happening was the stalks of whatever is growing in there. This is a volunteer plant that I'm still not entirely sure what it is. Some people have said hyacinths, but there's no bulbs showing up at all. It's just these massive green stalks at the moment. And there's no bulbs to make me go, oh yeah, that's definitely a hyacinth now. So I really don't know what they are, but there's a one small rose bush up front. There's one small Chinese pumpkin lantern up front, and I cut both of those back. But these other mystery plants are so many of them, and they're growing so big that they actually started pushing out one of my lavender plants. And it was pulling it up and pushing it out of the soil. So I had to kind of cull some of them back and cut them back and pull them out of the area around the lavender and cut out some of the ones around the area around the rosemary because it was cutting the light off from them. It was totally choking them out. And while I'm happy to have all of these volunteer plants, what I really want up there is my lavender and rosemary. So I want them to grow. So I had to take some of these other ones out. And hopefully we'll know soon what they are. They'll all come out and we'll find out for sure. I would like to show you, but hey, you know. Thanks, Blind Neil. I appreciate it. Yeah, they're off to a good start considering how early it is. But I had gotten one of those reminders from Google where it's like going, oh, 1 year ago, this is what you were doing. And it had come up with how I had actually planted a bunch of my herbs last year already and had already been getting some growth. And I was like going, yeah, I've kind of been lazy on that this year. And I think it's also partially because, like, last year, I did have a problem with a lot of the herbs not growing very fast. They were growing, but they just weren't growing very fast because most herbs need that extra light and they need that warmth. And if I'm going to be growing them outside, I really can't start them in March properly and expect them to grow fully. If I'm doing some inside and I want to pull the grow light back out, then yeah, maybe I can do that. But as far as starting them right now, I'm going to start some of the herbs probably in the next week or so. We're definitely going to get some sage going. We'll end up getting some cilantro going. I got some chamomile I want to get going. Got to grow myself a nice big tea garden. But for you guys, if any of you guys grow vegetables, what are some easy growing vegetables that I can do? Because I've never actually grown vegetables myself. I am obviously the herb guy, and that's been my deal. And so this is the first time I've actually had a space big enough to grow some vegetables. I mean, I've done some peppers before, so like we have those 2 pepper plants I'm happy to have, and I'm definitely will keep those going. And we actually got some seeds from a friend of mine that has pepper plants. So yeah, if you guys know some good easy growing ones that I can do, let me know, because I definitely want to grow some nice vegetables this year, and we want to start planning that and figure that out this week so we can, boom, get it started. Yeah. But yeah, I got a huge stock of herbs hiding in the shed down there. From right here, it's down there. And I trying to remember what all is hiding there. Obviously the basils. I've got like 3 different varietals of basils I'm going to be growing. What else have I hiding away in there? I know I have a couple other things hiding there. Well, that's the nice thing about the mints and such. They're easy to overwinter because they're so hardy, and if you leave them, they'll take over a whole planter if you want. I mean, I probably could because I love mint that much, but I had bought a huge bag of peppermint tea already, so I don't necessarily need that much peppermint right now. The spearmint, on the other hand, I could let that go a little crazy. Yeah. So, Blind Neil says carrots and potatoes are easy. Do you need a deep planter for those? Because I thought you need a good bit of soil to try and do potatoes. Most of the times I've seen videos from friends doing potatoes, they're like going, I got this big old garbage pail that's a 25-pound garbage pail full of mostly dirt, then some potatoes. So, yeah, maybe it's just the particular varietals of potatoes that they grow. Yeah. I'm hearing noise now because I left the door open, which is usually not a problem here. And it's distracting me. But that's so that was my only question, is what to do specifically. We do use onions a lot. We use tomatoes a good amount. We use peppers quite a bit, actually, and garlic. So I probably could grow some garlic. That'd probably be a good one to grow. If I'm gonna grow, I might actually grow some ginger this year too. But if that, of course, has to be inside because it's a tropical type growing plant and really does not like being outside, especially when like this British weather. I don't think. So that's my plan. Dan! Hello, Dan. Good to see you. Dan, permaculture food forest in the house. Go say it correctly. Yeah, so I'm just trying to discuss my few little planters. What should I grow? What should I grow in my few little planters? And again, here I said I would show you guys before and after photos, and I must have like forgot to do the before shots too, because I showed you guys all the after shots of these, the before shots of these planters, but I went and I de-weeded all these guys. I'll go back to the actually weeded portion here. So here's these guys with all the weeds, but I took all these weeds out. I took them out, and they're all nice and clean now. So, yeah, it is. I'm sorry I didn't just show you that. Bad video editor this week. But yeah, I got all these guys are clean now. They're plain. If I could take this whole computer and lift it and show you out the window, you'd see they're all clear. They are happy planters. But yeah, I got 4 of these big long black ones. I got that one terracotta planter. I got the one black one hiding in the corner right up there. And then across the way, we've got the ones over there that actually don't need anything, but the one red one way hiding up there, I could probably put some stuff in that as well. That red one, I was thinking about putting some flowers in there. But otherwise, we're talking, the idea is what to do. Yeah, Dan, exactly. Ginger indoors, but I'm definitely, ginger's high on my list this year. After doing all my ginger videos, I definitely want to be growing some ginger this year. And it's pretty darn easy. It's like, and same thing with garlic, especially if you're doing it, just propagating it. As far as I understand it, it's pretty darn easy. It's one of those easy growing ones if you have the right conditions. Dan's got better conditions than I do for growing them, I think, but I definitely can still get them to work. But yeah, I want some garlic and ginger because I know we'll use those no problem real easily. That's the one thing I'm afraid of is like growing too much of one thing. But my planters are all so small, I don't think that's going to be a problem for me. But I was thinking like this one small black planter that's hiding right up there in the center of the frame. The one that had, where is that? Oh, go back here. Oh, the one that had all this stuff in it. I was thinking of making this a tomato planter. So that one right there. I'm thinking of doing some tomatoes in there. Does that sound like a good idea? Ooh, turmeric. Yeah, that'd be a good one to do as well. Yeah, I'm turn into the urban spice grower. That's what I need to do. Grow me a bunch of spices as well. I'm a big fan of that idea. But that sounds good to me. So, yeah, that's that. But definitely tomatoes. So, I should just write all this down. So the plan now is to do garlic, ginger, tomatoes. We're gonna do some onions, maybe? Onions? We use onions all the time. I gotta do some onions. We're obviously gonna do some jalapenos. Because a friend of mine gave me some seeds. Plus I have those two plants. Bajoom. That's the lily. That's right. These two right here that are jalapeno plants that might regrow. They just need to be cut back. They are, the root structure's all there. I just gotta cut all this stuff back. Get it out of there. Hey, Rex George, welcome. Rex George the third in the house. Woohoo! But what else? What else was I planning? That's most everything, I think. For the moment, I got to talk with my wife and figure out what else she wants to get, because I'm always a big fan of like cucumbers and zucchinis, so I could possibly do a little bit of that as well. Yeah. Oh, green onions. That's another good one. Maybe some lemongrass. I've never done lemongrass before. Lemongrass would be a nice one to do. Yeah. I could always use some more lemongrass. That'd be a nice herb to grow, because I haven't had lemongrass tea for a while. I find some fresh lemongrass in the store a lot of times, but sometimes it's not available, so it'd actually be nice to have some lemongrass on hand. That'd be tasty. Woohoo! I'm getting tired already. It's been a tired week this week for some reason. How are you guys doing? Are you guys good? Because I've had a particularly tired week. I don't know if it's just post-exhaustion from figuring out what was going on with Tolkien, and it's just kind of catching up with me this week. But with my workouts, I've been like doing my aerobic hit workouts followed by strength training. And so normally I'll go like, 60, 75 minutes. But like this week so far, I'll do the hit training and kind of just sit there for a little bit. And it's like, I ain't got any energy left. And just and yeah, today was like one of the first days I actually managed to get through a full workout after doing my aerobic session. So, yeah, been a slow energy week for some reason. Oh. All right. Woo! But that's that. Yeah, that's the plan for the garden as it stands right now. I'll come back next live stream and I will make sure I have the footage of what I've done with the planters. I'll show you all these guys. I'm going to do my cutting back. I'm going to do my due diligence, get them looking pretty, and I'll find that footage and I'll get the footage of where they stand now for the front garden so you can see what's happening out there, because it's definitely a lot different from the time I showed you before. Daylight savings time, yeah, it's just an hour, but that does mess people's clocks up quite a bit too. It does make you kind of feel like you've got jet lag, doesn't it? Yeah, daylight savings time can do that as well. But I'll find that footage for you. We'll show you the front planter next time, and show you the cleaned out planters and any planting I may have done, because we'll do an indoor tour as well next time, because I haven't shown you everything I've done indoors, and I will definitely do some planting before next time as well. Ooh, that's a nice thought. Rex George III says, need strawberries. Yeah, I'm a big strawberry and blueberry fan too, so yeah, I could maybe make a strawberry planter. Sounds like a good idea. Yeah, but until then, I've just about finished. Just got a couple of graphics to put on there, but this Sunday is going to be cilantro versus coriander. What's the difference? Well, there are quite a few differences, and I know this is a big debate as to what to call it, because primarily over here most people call this plant coriander, but in the U.S. and Central America, it's primarily known as cilantro. And if you don't know why, well, watch my video this Sunday, you'll find out why. I got talking all about that this Sunday. If you haven't seen it yet, please watch my video on the benefits of ginger tea. And that is already out right now. Woohoo! And then next week, I've already talked about what I'm going to cover on the live stream then. And then following Sunday, I've got the history of ginger on tap for you. I'm going to follow that one up with the mythology of ginger. So much more ginger coming. Lots of wonderful ginger. And then we're going to do some extra coriander cilantro videos after that as well. And then probably move on to the turmeric or cumin. My father-in-law had mentioned he wanted to see one on cumin. And I know some other people had mentioned turmeric before for doing some history videos and other things like that. So, yeah, we'll probably add those towards the top of the list next. Do some more spicy videos. Alright, so that's my plan. It's 6 o'clock here, so I'm probably going to go feed the cat since it's his dinner time. And let you guys all hit the road and do whatever you're going to do. But, ciao! Until next time, you guys take care of each other. Have a great night. Thanks for stopping by. It's great to have you here. Alright then. Bye, y'all. I'm out of here.